Good afternoon, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. This is Rich again, back for your second video blog of the day for Saturday, March 28th, 2015, around 4:02 p.m. in Billerica, Massachusetts. Still snowing out, but it's not accumulating that much. Might stick on the ground when it gets dark tonight, maybe according to 3 inches in this area. This is the 10th straight weekend that the Boston area has seen some measurable snow. Some news to report: the Boston Bruins beat the New York Rangers by the score of 4-2 today. Bruins back in the second and last wildcard spot in the Eastern Conference, but that's pending on if the Ottawa Senators win tonight. If they win, the Senators grab the second wildcard spot for the time being. And also sad news to report in the world of professional basketball. Legendary Utah Jazz announcer Hot Rod Hundley passed away at the age of 80. Hot Rod was a broadcaster for the Jazz for many years, and in the 50s and 60s he was an NBA All-Star. So prayers to his family. And that's about it on that. My next video subject of the day is about the history of Billerica Memorial High School in Billerica, Massachusetts. Billerica Memorial High School was built in 1955, and a new addition was added on 20 years later in 1975. Currently, Billerica Memorial High School is falling apart because it's a very aging building, and the town, there's a committee has formed to see where a new Billerica Memorial High School is going to be located. They have 2 sites, one behind the high school, which is fields of baseball and softball, and there's another one called Cedar Mills, which is close by off of Andover Road in Billerica, near Billerica Center. For many years before Billerica Memorial High School was open, the high school students of Billerica attended Howell High School, which is in a building now where the Billerica Town Hall is on 6365 Boston Road. That was Billerica's high school, Howell High School, for many years into 1955. Then, in 1955, they built a high school on an old farm on River Street in Billerica, going towards Billerica Center. And at the dedication ceremony was then Senator of Massachusetts, John F. Kennedy, who eventually became the 35th President of the United States. He was at that dedication ceremony. The memorial building of the high school now has, like, on the first floor, they used to have a cafeteria, a big cafeteria, but now the cafeteria is a new addition, and that cafeteria now is where they have Project Support Beam and Head Start for developmentally delayed students. And students from Billerica Memorial High School cannot enter that area, because if they get caught, they could receive a detention or a suspension. And when I was a student there in high school, they said, "Students, please do not enter in that section of the building." And it says thank you, and the principal's name at the time was Dr. Sharkey. And also they had auto body shops in the first floor of the memorial building at one time, and the rest of the first floor was the locker rooms to the gym, and where U.S. history classes were taught and stuff like that. And it was a tunnel to connect the memorial building to the new addition. That tunnel's now closed. It's been closed for a good number of years because students were caught smoking in there, and you're not allowed to smoke in Billerica Memorial High School because it's state law that smoking's not allowed in schools. The second floor of the memorial wing usually had math classes and special education classes and some U.S. history classrooms there, and also they had the auditorium there where they have the high school plays and musicals and some other stuff, and they have the memorial gym there where they gym classes, and then they play women's and girls and guys basketball and volleyball, and have the wrestling meets there, and they have like blood drives and stuff. And also in the memorial wing is where they have like conflict mediation and stuff, and that's in that section, the nurse's office. And the section close by River Street is where there's the house assistant principal's office is. And on the third floor, which is a very small third floor at one time, that used to be science classrooms and labs, but now that's, I think, still history classes and stuff like modern world history, U.S. history. In 1975, when the new edition was formed, the first floor usually was like business classrooms and history classrooms and like foreign language rooms for classrooms and stuff like that. And they also had typewriting classes there. They don't have typewriting classes anymore. Typewriters are out of date, and there's now probably computer class. Plus, they have a new new addition to like the locker rooms for the sports teams, for gym and other stuff. And then the second floor of the new addition, there's a house assistant principal's office, and then one side of the second floor is like English classes for like literature and stuff, and some foreign language on the other side, reading classes. And going down the second floor and stuff is the library, and there used to be some classrooms, a computer lab, but now that's the learning center. And you continue down on the right hand side going to River Street. Boston Road is where the principal's office is. At one time, that principal's office used to be Dr. Sharkey's office. Now it's the current principal, Mr. Tom Murphy. And then you continue down to some like technical classics like mechanical drawing, cooking classrooms there, the lecture hall and stuff, and other stuff. The third floor of the new edition of BMHS is like, one side is like some science labs and foreign language classrooms and math classrooms and stuff like that on the third floor. And going down, continuing on the first floor, of the new edition, I didn't tell you that the cafeteria is there. It's a big cafeteria inside, like in between is kind of the pit area of the cafeteria, which was good. When I was in high school, they had it with rugs and stuff, but now the rugs are taken out because it's getting old and stuff. And continue on into the new editions going towards Boston Road. There's some art classes and music classes and stuff like that. So it's a really, really big high school and stuff like that. In the middle of the new edition, there was a courtyard. The courtyard used to be open a lot when I was in high school, but under some ground rules, the courtyard was like you could go in there, but you cannot shout out and also you're not supposed to smoke there and stuff like that. At one time, I'm talking about 35 years ago, they allowed smoking in the courtyard for students, but the students took advantage of that when they smoked marijuana and pot, and the teachers complained. They're not supposed to be smoking that type of thing in the courtyard, so it was temporarily closed down. But eventually it opens under those ground rules and stuff. But I've heard it's been closed since then. If students are caught walking in there, they could get seriously in trouble and stuff like that. Billerica Memorial High School it's a great like building and stuff, but it's aging and stuff like that. And when I was in high school, it was still useful and stuff like that. Little by little, it was falling apart. But when I graduated in 1995, it's falling apart like crazy and stuff. I've heard the locker rooms falling apart. Some rooms are like usable now because of how much debris and the aging of the building and stuff like that. And the Billerica needs a new high school because they don't want to see that building collapse or become the danger. And I hope soon they could get a new building for Billerica Memorial High School on the same property, because that's a perfect place of it. And they're going to have, like, if they do build a new high school in that area, it's going to be from 8th grade to 12th grade, and they're going to put the 8th graders and 9th graders in a separate academy full, so they won't interact with 10, 11, and 12th graders, and they're going to have like, the only way they'll interact is there's going to be like a cafeteria and a computer lab and a library and stuff like that. And Billerica has had like the area of like Billerica Memorial High School used to have football, soccer fields and baseball fields where the sports teams used to play. They don't play there anymore. They play at the Marshall Middle School, which they have a lot of football fields, soccer fields, and baseball fields and stuff like that. And also on the campus of Billerica Memorial High School is the Hallenbeck rink, a nice skating rink where the Billerica Memorial High School hockey team and other community events happen like that and stuff like that. Some of the most famous people who graduated from Billerica Memorial High School was Baseball Hall of Fame pitcher Tommy Glavine, former Boston Bruins player Bob Miller, and former Angels shortstop Gary DiSarcino, and a few others. And current principal of Billerica Memorial High School, Tom Murphy, was a Billerica Memorial High School graduate in 1986, and a lot of teachers from Billerica Memorial High School, past and present, were actually graduates of Billerica Memorial High School. There were a number of them, which was pretty amazing, that they graduated from Billerica Memorial High School, and they eventually taught there when they got teaching degrees. They were coming full circle and stuff like that. And I have a lot of great memories of Billerica Memorial High School. I won't mention it right here because this will probably be well over an hour or two if I could mention Billerica Memorial High School memories. But when I was in Billerica Memorial High School, I never missed a day. I had perfect attendance. And when I was there for Billerica Memorial High School, I graduated in 1995, and back then that students had to graduate to have 95 credits, and credits and each credit was you would get if you passed math and English and gym. I think when I was in high school, the only things you needed to pass all 4 years was English and gym, and you could pass 3 years of math and 3 years of social studies, but 1 year you had to pass U.S. history, and the other year was local history and government, and science only 1 year. And I took a lot of electives and stuff, so that was good. Now I hear that's just math. English, math, social studies, and science. You have to pass 4 years. They got rid of gym as a requirement, plus a foreign language you have to pass and stuff like that. So they want all the kids with more of the main subjects to pass like that. And classes back then had 7 periods, 42 minutes each, but now it's longer than. So it's a lot of change as Billerica Memorial High School. And the nickname of the Billerica Memorial High School is the Billerica Indians, the sports teams, and they've had great, amazing sports teams over the years. Football teams, basketball teams, baseball teams, hockey teams, volleyball teams, track, gymnastics, swimming, golf. A lot of them have won a number of league championship and state championships in athletics. So Billerica is great in athletics and stuff, and also they're great in producing plays and stuff. They have the Billerica Beat, which is an award-winning school newspaper. They have the Audio-Visual Club, which have the morning announcements of Billerica Memorial High School done by students. And when I was in high school, they had a weather report every single time the morning announcements were on, and it was done by Dave Bruce, the weatherman, who eventually became a weatherman himself for a TV station in West Virginia for a couple of years. I graduated with him. And also, they had other cool stuff like lectures and stuff like that. And they used to have the school committee meetings at Billerica Memorial High School at the lecture hall, but not anymore. They have it now at the Parker School and stuff like that. So that's a nutshell in Billerica Memorial High School. I'm telling you about. I could tell you more, but I'm limiting this to about 15 minutes or so, because this would go over an hour. Who knows if I'll tell you more stories about Billerica Memorial High School when I was a student there. We'll wait and see. You never know. Well, be back later for the last video block of the night, which will be about my personality profile. Today's personality profile will be Baseball Hall of Famer Mike Smith. Okay, bye.